Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with IgniteNet. Today's host, Caleb Nauer, will be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to submit them in the question box, and Caleb will answer them at the end of today's presentation. Caleb, I'm finished for now. Thank you very much, and please go ahead and take over. It is now yours.
All right, hi everyone. I'd just like to say welcome to our little webinar here. My name is Caleb Nauer with IgniteNet. I work training and support, and I'm here today to talk to you about our cloud platform, our Wi-Fi access points, and our 60 gigahertz gear. So let's go ahead and get started. So this first slide here is a very high-level overview of the IgniteNet solution. It consists of an innovative cloud controller at the core, which is accessible from anywhere in the world anytime. Through this controller, we provide device management, monitoring, alerting, configuration, audit trails, and much more. We've also recently launched our marketplace, which I'll get to here in a little bit, and tell you about what's some new things that we're doing for now and for next year. At the bottom here, you can see our extensive device offerings, which include many areas of connections, from indoor and outdoor Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and fiber wired products, as well as the world's first 60 gigahertz point-to-multipoint solution. So we like to look at our business for different client bases. We kind of split it up into the MSP and the ISP kind of customer bases. So MSP being managed service providers, the guys that are, they're managing the IT services for, let's say, retail establishments, hotels, offices, campuses, those types of deal. With our solution, you can easily provide service to these types of establishments, run these networks for these types of establishments. You can manage thousands of sites from anywhere in the world from our cloud controller. You can use mobile, you can use desktop, whatever you want to do. You can stop overpaying with the latest technology with our advanced series of access points and other solutions, and you can deploy some over-the-top services through our cloud portals as well, which we'll get into. System integrators, again, this is for system integrators, managed service providers, and some ISP work that's also done. We've got a few case studies here. We're just going to skim over some of this stuff, but we've got some case studies available for some big hotels that we've done, with anywhere 70 to 100 APs for a big multi-story access point, or 70 to 100 access points for these big multi-story hotels that we've done, anywhere from 600 to 1,000 concurrent users. We've also got some case studies available for some networks that we've done, like this customer in Canada, for instance. He's up to about 15 sites now. This snap is from earlier. But they can manage this all from one place, and it's really reduced the amount of work that it takes to manage these networks, even though they are spread across a large geographical area. So shoot me an email. We can send you this information if you're interested. So our Wi-Fi platform, we're not offering, just a standard Wi-Fi connection. I mean, obviously, if you want to use that, you can, feel free. But we also offer a lot more than just the connection. With this portal, we're enabling our own as well as third-party applications to be deployed over the top through the cloud controller. And this is this OTT, this over-the-top services. The areas that are covered and the number of applications continue to grow quickly. We show a couple examples here: Cloud for Weave, Family Zone, Purple Wi-Fi, So Wi-Fi. We've got content filtering services, content delivery, presence API. There's a lot of these things that we're adding in our cloud form to give you more tools than just use, simple access point service and dial out. So there's a lot of additional revenue streams you can add with this. There's a lot of different ways you can run your business. So this is really sort of exciting. We're giving you new opportunities to work in the Wi-Fi environment without just focusing on just the straight Wi-Fi aspect of things. So from the service provider side of the business, we work with not only the access points and the Wi-Fi stuff, but obviously our 60 gigahertz platform as well, which we'll get into a lot more detail later on. We'll help customers provide enterprise-grade managed Wi-Fi for home business customers. Network access extensions, covering things like doing RV parks and stuff like that. We do a lot of work with. And again, using the portal platforms, again, there's also over-the-top applications as well. We'll get into a lot more detail on this a little bit later. We've got some ISP case studies for our 60 gig platforms as well. Again, you can shoot us some information for these case studies. and with this, we're focusing not just on, delivering service, but really looking at the future where the bandwidth is going. You see a lot of 5G or fifth generation stuff being bantered about, but I mean, the reality is, while it is a bit of a marketing term, the fifth generation of content delivery and enterprise delivery services is really upon us. And the reality is that, a lot of these demands are already here. These are stuff that you're familiar with. They need these features delivered now. We can't wait 5 or 10 years down the road. So IgniteNet is fully aware of this. We're already addressing these market needs today. Our products are already delivering multi-gigabit connections in dense environments using a variety of technologies, not just our 60 gig platforms, but also our fiber solutions as well. We're doing it at extremely disruptive price points that haven't been hit before. We're enabling operators with big and small to deliver these new deployment and business models, such as these hybrid fiber wireless networks, things like that, which allow rapid, low-cost deployments of gigabit access to subscribers, avoiding the long and costly build-outs of pure fiber networks and things like that. So being able to deliver the services the people need today at the price points that we need today, not only the end users, but of course our customers, the ISPs and stuff as well. That's really what we're about. So, from this ISP perspective, how do we do that? With 60 gigahertz and millimeter wave. Millimeter waves have a lot of press coverage lately. Google's looking at it, Facebook's looking at it, regular operators are looking at it. Some of these bigger players are really looking, and they're discovering that there's a lot of areas where doing a pure fiber network is totally cost prohibitive. So, using this hybrid approach, we can really be able to deliver these high-speed services to the end users for a much more cost-effective platform. There's some price points and stuff. We'll get into this a bit later. This is sort of just a summary slide here. But we're really able to change the gigabit landscape here. A little bit more about sort of our software platforms and cloud details. We're going to hit that up, then we'll get back to the products and the 60 gig solution. Our cloud is a true cloud. We utilize not only local failovers but global locations. We have everything spread. It's distributed in a true cloud architecture. All the data from the devices to the cloud is encrypted with TLS, which is a high level of security. So it's a very high-end type of setup. The cloud itself, that you're using to control and monitor all the hardware, it's extremely affordable. We've got two options. There's our core cloud platform, which is $99 a year. This gives you unlimited number of devices that you can monitor and configure on it. The historical data for your traffic stats and stuff like that is stored for 30 days. We are adding options to be able to download larger packages and larger time frames as well. You can have an unlimited number of sites. We'll talk about the hierarchy here shortly. 500 devices per site. So this is the standard plan. We also do offer what's called a virtual private cloud. Now, a virtual private cloud is typically, we're aiming that towards managed service providers and system integrators who want to utilize our architecture and backend, but also want their own information to be shown so that their end users are logging in the service and looking at information. So again, it's the same sort of similar site setup and everything else as the cloud, but basically the end user is given over the control of the design. They can use their own logos, contact information, styles, their own domains and branding and everything. So it looks like the MSP is running their service completely on, when in reality they are utilizing our architecture and everything else. We're private labeling for them. So this has gotten to be really popular in some areas. These big MSSPs are wanting to show everything as being their own. So this is a really neat offering that we're able to give people. You'll see the Helios name pop up. Helios is our name of our operating system. Basically, it's the Linux kernel that runs on everything. So if you see that name, that's where that comes from. The access points, like on the Wi-Fi platform, fairly standard, but there are a lot of advanced features that are available. So you can use them as APs, or you can use them as client WDS devices. Multi-SSID per interface. Standard features is your 802.1x authentication, VLAN tagging, and pass-through. We support all that. There's also some more advanced features that we support: band steering, max client counts, radius MAC off, dynamic VLAN. Minimum client signal levels. We also offer this as well. So this is just kind of a quick sort of view of the advanced sort of offerings on the Wi-Fi platforms and stuff to show what type of configs and stuff you can run. You can use a hybrid approach. They don't have to be just bridge devices. They can be bridged, they can be routed. You can use separate guest networks, hotspot networks, a lot of variety in which you can run there. We've got some of these advanced features, like I said, like the smart isolation and some features we offer to be able to split up a network for guest networks and stuff like that. We've got a lot of hotspot offerings. We actually just launched with this new version 1.14 beta firmware. We've got some more captive portal options, the external service, which we've always supported, but now we have a no-auth package, simple password-only splash page, and also a local splash page with an external radius options. Those are available now and then in the cloud. From the cloud perspective, again, I want to point out here too, the cloud management is not required. So you want to use it, that's great. It's going to make your life a lot easier. But again, everything can run in a fully non-managed standalone mode. Everything's got their own GUI, their own operating system. You don't have to use it at all. We just provide it to make your life a lot easier. You can fully manage all your devices, your MetroLinks, your standard Wi-Fi, and you can also monitor the switches. The switches will have config options later on. Just a very quick overview of the cloud architecture and stuff here. There's a bit of a hierarchy, which is broken into basically the cloud level, the site level, device level. The cloud is basically your account that controls all the devices that you run and monitor. A site is a logical grouping of devices. Typically, they're at one location. For instance, if you're doing Wi-Fi for a hotel, a site would be that hotel. But you can group them however you really want to do. They all have configurations, same common settings and stuff like that. And then users, of course, the user is going to be you, your technicians, the other people in the company. There's a lot of the things that you can do with different user levels. Navigation between these different levels, from the cloud level to the site level, down to the device level, is extremely straightforward and simple, easy to use. Each level has a dashboard that shows you the relevant information for that level. So you can look at the cloud stats, you can look at site stats and information. You see here's a site dashboard that's under this main cloud. And it shows number of devices running. This is a test one, so it's kind of rough looking, but you can see number of clients, the most active APs, clients, and stuff like that. You can also sign up for a free account and use up to 2 devices. I want to point that out real quick. So free cloud account, max number of 2 devices used. We basically give this as an option. So if you want to try out an access point, you buy a cheap AP, set it up, run it. You can run 2 without having to commit to a cloud account to see how powerful it is and how easy it is to use. So, sorry, let me jump back to the roll here. So, the live data view that I show here, this will show you all the standard stuff at the device level, your serial, your MAC, your firmware, contact times, all this sort of information. But it also gives you a live view of the clients that are on that AP right now. The active clients by download, by upload, the clients that are attaching their signal strength and everything. You can view this in real time at this device level, and this makes your troubleshooting activities a lot easier. Here's one for the switch, as you can see, nice and easy to look at. We also offer some live actions, blinking the LED, pulling troubleshooting files for support, packet captures, and reboot. You can use these in real time to do what you need to with the access point as well. There's a lot of historical data that's kept, not only on the device level, but the client level too. So here, the device level, you can see client count per SSID, historical traffic and utilization graphs. You can look at the same information on your switch ports. You can see historical information on your clients, when they were connected, the session start and last seen. You can look at a particular client. So you can see all the aggregate info for clients, but you can also look at a particular client, see their traffic throughput, RSSI, and stuff over time as well for the day, the week, and the month. So lots of good information here, so you can maintain and monitor your connections, your clients, and it's super informative for any sort of troubleshooting that you have to do on the network. There's a full suite of alerts that we use. There's different alerts. There's critical alerts and warning alerts for stuff like registration issues, device went offline alerts, things like that. There's a lot of configuration which you can do with emails and alerting, aggregation of alerts and stuff like that. Makes your life easy to use. You can look at the activity audit and see, which users are making which changes, which is really good. Speaking of users, there's a full access sort of suite, as you can break users into different access levels. So you can have either cloud owners, you can have administrators for sites, for clouds, you can have regular users and give them access to individual sites, different levels of access where they can manage a particular site, or they could be a guest for a site and just see the stats, or you can set custom solutions and stuff as well. You can, set them to do only registered devices and nothing else. Edit site properties, live actions. There's all these layers of configuration that you can fine tune to give the users on your cloud the right level of access that they need. This is just a quick view of the advanced configurations, all the different things you can change from here. There's a couple different configuration policies. Enterprise are individually configured. These are for different ways of controlling the APs. Enterprise devices all have the same config. Individually configured devices all have, as you would imagine, individual config. You can push stuff down from the cloud level of the devices. You can sync stuff from the device level up to the cloud. So you can make changes on either end. The changes will be synced. New captive portal options that are in the cloud, like I just shown. Those are all available now, so there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with that. The add-ons, this is the over-the-top stuff that I was mentioning. One of the examples that we give here is the Cloud for We, the Volair platform. This platform gives you options for various things. It's got its own web app, mobile app, CRM options, marketing, POS, stuff like that. So these add-ons like this Volair from Cloud for We, they give you a lot of different cool things. User analytics, Wi-Fi service analytics, presence, and location analytics. So again, this is for if you want more than a standard Wi-Fi suite, if you want to use to empower your Wi-Fi platforms to do more than just serve data, but also provide all these different insights and stuff like that. There's a lot of these tie-ins that are available, and it's something that's really going to be a big focus for us in 2017 is working with a lot of different vendors and adding to these suites over-the-top solutions. Content Shield, again, content filtering, we offer the Presence API offerings and things like that. So I know I skimmed over a lot of that, just concerns with time and stuff. But again, if you have any more detailed questions, feel free to contact us and we'll get that worked out. Product overview, access points, this is all on our website. 802.11ac, enterprise grade access points, outdoor APs as well. These are traditionally used for simple point-to-point links or to backfill or to use like let's say you do a Wi-Fi deployment at a hotel, you want a couple of outdoor access points to fill in near the pool area, the gazebo, or something like that. This is where the Sky-Fi series goes in. We use a lot of these for RV parks and stuff like that too. We have our PoE switch, which is shipping now, which helps with maintaining, monitoring, cloud management platform. 24-port PoE switch. On the ISP devices, again, this is our MetroLink or 60 gig platform. We have the two point-to-point devices, the 35 centimeter and 19 centimeter version with different antenna gains. We also have the 30-degree point-to-multipoint sector. You can interoperate these however you like between devices. Also on the ISP side of things, our SFP our SFP switch. We've got a mixed media converter as well. This is to change your fiber to Ethernet or from PoE Ethernet back to fiber and DC power. It can work either ways. This leans both ways. So this just gives you some more options if you want to do fiber runs up towers and stuff like that. On the ISP side, we do have another indoor access point that's about to start shipping. This is our AC1200 gateway device, the Gateway 1200. This is mainly for using as a demarc point from your network at a customer premise location. So instead of demarking just at the radio on the roof, the ISP might put this in the house, and that's the network demarc, or several of these spread throughout the house. The cool thing about doing something like this is you can see a view of the client data and stuff that they're doing. So you can monitor the network and see not only are they using X amount of bandwidth, but see which devices are using the bandwidth. So it gives you a lot of insight into the end users' networks, give you a lot of ways to help maintain and monitor your stuff. So this, I think, is going to be really big for the ISP market. Again, because it's cloud managed, you don't have to rely on TRS-69 or anything like that. So it's going to be super helpful. Let's get some detail here. A little bit more information about MetroLink solutions. There's been a lot of demand and questions about that. So, somebody's silly slide they put in here. But 60 gigahertz, is obviously not a perfect solution for all cases, but there's a lot of areas where it fits in as an accent solution. Primarily used for relatively short distances, 1.5 kilometers. You've got a lot of spectrum available. If you do your engineering right, the rain fade is not that big of a deal, which we'll get into here in just a second. But we're talking about relatively short links, but gigabit capacity, virtually interference-free, which gives you a lot of options for deployment types. For planning these types of deployments, we've got some charts and stuff for the point-to-point and the multi-point, where you look at your range zone region that you reside in. We've got all these charts that show you, hey, based on this region and the device that you're using, how far can you go before you have to worry about your range zone and your 5.9s, your 4.9s, your 3.9s, so on and so forth, based on your fades. So just some planning tools and stuff that helps you determine what your best solution deployment cases are. With the MetroLing platform, there's a lot of different network architectures that are opening up that's going to be really nice from a cost perspective. The big one being the hybrid, sorry, I always mess this up, the hybrid fiber wireless types of deployments. This is where you bring in through fiber on a main core trunk to a location, then do your endpoint distribution through the 60 gig platform. Whether it's enterprise, might be for community, might be for school, whatever else. The main idea is you're bringing bandwidth into a point and then doing the last, several hundred meters, the last kilometer with wireless, and it really saves you a ton of money. Urban connectivity options, this is a really big market for us where we do a lot of fairly short links in high density urban applications, but dropping a lot of bandwidth, super cost effective, super quick deployment times, because you can drop a gig to somewhere in a day and not have to wait a month and spend a fortune for your fiber layout. Doing a lot of security, camera types of applications, whether it's from the munis, your towns, cities, counties, police, event coordinators, and stuff like that. We're used a lot of as well. One new thing that we've got, which is our link assist, we're about to put up a blog article on that. This is an application or an app that you can run on your phone for help with links, alignments, and stuff. Let me skip here. Again, we're tight on time, but this is just sort of a general overview of, let's look at this type of deployment. This is a really common sort of application for our 60 gig multi-point platform. This is traditionally, you would run this in a hybrid type of network. Let's say you run fiber to the core of this network. Oops. Sorry about that. So, and then, of course, these are our very rough numbers, and it depends where you live and your regulatory regions and all that other stuff. But, to cover an area like this, your initial build-out cost, your customer premise costs, and stuff like that, when you run the numbers, you're talking about from a pure fiber to the home versus a hybrid approach with our platform, you're looking at a savings of anywhere from, 50 to 75%. So, you're also looking at a rapidly spun up deployment time. You're also looking at an incremental deployment time as well. So, you can lay a trunk and then build out the wireless as your customer base, as your sales team comes in there and knocks out the sales and everything. So if you light up different quadrants, you can do this again super quick. You're not having to worry about all the permitting and stuff. It's such an onerous process with fiber. So a lot of different deployment ideas, a lot of different ways to skin that cat now, and our platform is there to give you the tools to be able to do this. Again, here's some more, rough numbers. In urban environments, especially, it's super expensive. We're talking $25 a foot or 80 grand per kilometer linear just to put the fiber in the ground. With the MetroLing platform, we can cover this at $1,000 per kilometer. So, 2% of the cost if we're just talking about straight links. If you're doing your multi-point and stuff, you take in your CPE costs and everything in account. But, no matter how you skin that cat, there's a tremendous amount of savings that are available to you. You can deploy these networks quickly. The permitting is not such an onerous process, and you can build the network incrementally and start making money day one. So, this is really what we're going for with this platform. Again, this is a quick view. Where ISPs are focusing, a lot of wireless ISPs and stuff. We're working in fairly urban markets, rural markets, suburban markets and stuff. But the reality of the situation is, being able to work in these highly dense urban environments is really where the next future is. This is where all the users are. whether it's in developing regions, whether it's in fully developed regions. This is an application using the MetroLing platform is the only really cost-effective solution to be able to serve these problems, serve these users. So, sorry, seemed a little bit rushed there, but we do have a little bit of time constraint. But if you guys have any questions, certainly feel free to reach out. This was just a very brief sort of overview of what we do and how we do it. So if you have any questions, you can reach me directly, Caleb, C-A-L-E-B, so C-A-L, Edward Bravo, at IgniteNet.com. You can also send questions to info@IgniteNet.com or support@IgniteNet.com. Or go to our website and contact us there. Pretty easy to track down. So, if there's any questions or anything that anyone's got now.
Yes, we have questions. Sorry. So the first question is, how is the 60 gigahertz update working out?
The 60 gigs update working out. Oh, so we've got a couple of tech issues that we had over the past. We've got a lot of new firmware versions that we're testing and spinning now. We've got some betas available now. If anyone has any questions about that, just shoot an email to support@IgniteNet.com and we can get you set up with them.
Awesome. I have another one. What's in the works for future hands that you can disclose with us?
For future what? Sorry, I missed that. You there?
Frequencies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're looking, so the FCC has opened up the upper part of the 60 gig band. We are actively working on that. It will be a separate hardware SKU just because we have to have new antennas and new front ends, but the actual core of the platform won't need to be changed, which saves us a ton of dev time and stuff. So hopefully first quarter of next year, which is in a week from now, or 2 weeks or whatever, but is when it starts. But sometime during the first quarter, we should have the upper 60 gig bands available. The really cool thing about that is because you are outside of the oxygen absorption zone region at that point once you get above 64 gigahertz. So it's really going to help you extend your distances, your link distances and stuff like that, and start cover a larger geographical area without having so much of your signal absorbed by the oxygen molecules, which is really cool. We're looking at some other frequency stuff, some 80 and everything else. That's more on down the road. The next big step will be the upper 60 band.
Awesome. Let's see, I have another one. Can Microcom Technologies work with your team on a certification course for your devices?
Yeah, so that's in development. As we're working on a training platform and university type of thing, which will be early next year as well. So, and we'll do things like, deployment scenarios, training, all that sort of stuff.
Great. Let's see. What features and benefits does IgniteNet offer that differentiates it from your competitors?
So, the big thing with us is our cloud platform. All right, well, let's break it into groups. So, the 60 gig platform, from a hardware perspective and everything else, it's the most cost-effective 60 gig point-to-point solution by far. It's the only multi-point solution on the network at all. So, that's a huge differentiator for us. On the Wi-Fi side of the house, we've got things like our cloud controller. There's a lot of different cloud controllers out there of various costs and formats and stuff. But for our costs that we offer, it's certainly the most feature-rich. It's extremely powerful, really easy to use. Provides all the real-time data and the historical data you need to do to monitor not just the devices. Anyone can do that, but the client activity and everything else, and that sort of thing makes really building and maintaining these Wi-Fi networks a lot easier. So you're not just running blind all the time.
Great. And last one, Ubiquiti manufactures great products and at great prices. Unfortunately, their customer service is not at par. My client wants to know how IgniteNet's customer service is.
It's great. So, the IgniteNet platform, obviously, we make everything easy to use. Most everything's self-explanatory, but there's always going to be support aspects to it. That's just the way life is. So, we really strive to provide an excellent support solution. We're building up some regions, so we have a full ticket system and everything else is very actively maintained and monitoring. We're looking at building staff. We have staff in North America in Asia. We're looking to build out our branches in the EU and everything as well. So maybe not so much focused on what everyone here in this presentation cares about, but there's a lot of global sort of reach stuff we build up as our customer base builds up that really gives us a very powerful sort of solution for the customer support side of things.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you for answering all those questions. Also, thank you to everyone for attending today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact your sales rep, or you can email us at sales@microcomtech.com. If you wish to view the products mentioned or shown today, please visit us at www.microcom.us.com. Sorry, no .com. Please remember this webinar presentation was recorded and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel. So if you would like to reference it again, you can view it again on our YouTube channel. Thanks again and have a great day.
All right. Thanks, everyone.